More than a year ago, LEGO came out with the Marvel collectible minifigure series. One that I was very eager to get and start dollifying. In fact, I was so amazed by how many female characters there were for me to dollify that I didn't know where to start. So I did a survey. And overwhelmingly, you all told me to dollify the Scarlet Witch. So, of course, the first one I have dollified was Monica Rambeau. I am so good at getting my audience what they really want. It is incredible. Nevertheless, I will today finally show you how I dollified the Scarlet Witch. BrickoMotion. Hello, Claire here. As always, it was not enough for me to just look at the minifigure LEGO has created and turn that into a mini doll. This is not how we do stuff here. I looked up a bunch of reference photos, preferably from the WandaVision series, because this LEGO minifigure was based on it. And frankly, I wanted my mini doll to be based off of it as well. Having done that, and knowing that I wanted to stick with the LEGO colors only, I knew the outfit was mainly gonna be dark red with some red and black highlights. By the way, if you're wondering where to get this type of colors, a reference sheet, you can get it on BrickoMotion.com. Time to pick out the parts. As always, I started with the torso. And if you're thinking, wow, Claire, you are so smart. You are using the already red and black torso piece to minimize your painting. Yes, that would have been smart. So, of course, I didn't leverage that. But luckily for me, I had already pre-painted that type of torso and I gave her some black pants. I chose Cindy's face for Wanda's happy expression and Skyra's determined face to match the mini doll's fierceness. This is what the parts look like. Painting them like this would be asking for a mental breakdown. I've had enough of those, so I like to separate the parts first, so I have something I can safely hold on to while painting the rest. I also like to use similar colors for the holder pieces, simply because it looks nicer while I'm painting them. No other reason whatsoever. It is completely unnecessary. But unnecessary would be my middle name if it wouldn't be unnecessary. The hair, I'm gonna just reuse the one from the minifigure. Yeah, and I didn't forget the head and the other head, because I did need to paint those a bit as well, so on a stick they went. And now I was ready for painting. Yay! Well, when I say painting, I also mean like removing prints that I didn't want to have. Having removed the prints, it was time to put the first red layer on the torso. The most important piece of this outfit. And any other outfit, but we are talking about this one right now, so yeah, you get it. Again, I did not record the whole painting process because that's just too boring. This time, however, I at least remembered to take a couple of photos or some video in between the steps. So we do have something to look at while I'm talking about the painting process itself. Here you can see the first layer of the lips and eyes on the Skyra face and the dark red layer on the hairpiece. I also put a red stripe on the legs and on the torso and her arms. You can see it here in the lineup with some other Marvel characters that I was dollifying at the same time, basically none of which are done yet. This is where some problems appear. This is my third try. I am not happy with it. I think the camera doesn't capture it that well, but the skin here, all over in this area, and from the back, has a red tint to it. It's not horrendous, but I dislike it very much. Especially because you can see the transition between the reddish skin color here and the normal Lego light nougat skin tone here. And I want to fix it. Paint the reddish parts with a layer of this, maybe even 2 layers, we shall see, and that will hopefully bring the redness down to a manageable level. It did not work. Try number 4. Or is this 5? Who knows? While painting the details on the torso, I am not trying to recreate the torso like 100%. Neither the one from the minifigure nor the one from the series. And actually, I think if you would take the exact costume Wanda had in the series and turn it into a Minidoll, it would look too detailed. Maybe some of you don't agree with me here, but I do think that it's part of the Lego charm that you do lose some details. Seeing as I now had the dark red base for the torso and the tiara, and since dark red is a fairly dark color, and red is, how shall I put it, difficult to paint with, I first painted all of the details that I wanted to be red in the end, white. If that sounds like it's double the work, well, yes and no. Yes, in the sense of, yeah, I need to go over everything first with white and then again with red. But the alternative would be that the red would just not show up. So, and speaking of doing a double work, this was the point at which I had finally decided to decorate the tiara as well. Obviously, I wasn't traumatized enough by this point, so I decided to do it this way. Oh well. Yes, this is the painted "You're threatening my children, you fool" face, and I love it. I've done all of this more than a year ago, and even back then I had some half-finished Wanda Dollifys in progress, so I used this opportunity to paint them up as well. I will not be covering them in this video, but you might get some glimpses of what I've done with them throughout this video. Another in-between picture. This is with a layer or 2 of red on top of the white. And I didn't forget the gloves nor the Wanda torsos I started painting way before. But again, they are not part of this video. Forget you saw them. There were only some finishing details to paint on. No more than a few hours of work. And the cape. That will determinately not be a cape. Because in the series, Wanda does not have a cape. She has like an overskirt. And I kind of remember somebody creating templates for Minidoll overskirts. Oh yeah, it was me. So I just used one of my own patterns, also available on BrickoMotion.com, to give the Minidoll the overskirt that she deserves. Having done all of that, I got burnt out on Lego. Had to stop doing this channel. I packed everything into a box without assembling Wanda first, and then just left it in the box up until now. The good news about that is that I am now going to take that box and assemble the Scarlet Witch Minidoll for the first time with you on camera. And it has been months since the last time I've seen any of the pieces, so this should be interesting. There they are. Ooh, they look nice. and pretty dusty. Need to fix that. As usual, let's take the minifigure as a comparison here. And I shall assemble the mini doll next to her. Unsurprisingly, I will start with some pants. I like them, even though they are nothing spectacular, but the pants really needn't be. They are more here to support the outfit than anything else, and they are going to be covered up with the overskirt anyways, so let's not waste too much time on them. Next up is the star of the show, the torso piece. I am so happy with how this looks. Look at the back. This is amazing. Just look at how many details I managed to squeeze in. I am so happy with this. The insides of the arms as well. So good. So good. I just wanted to put it on, but now I'm realizing that I'm doing the skirt as well. So let's just put it aside for the tiniest moment until I get out the overskirt piece that I tried out on another mini doll, just so I knew that it would fit, and left it like that for months. This is why it's holding the form so well. Ta-da! It looks so good, and I am not even done yet. Now, I did make 2 head pieces, but seeing as I'm using my powers right now face on the minifigure, I'm gonna do that face first. Now, mine is a wee bit more serious, partly because I actually like making serious mini doll faces because they don't come in Lego sets that often. So let's try this one on. Mad Wanda. Bah. At this moment, her head looks so big to me for some reason. Let's put the hair on as quickly as possible. Now, I know I said that the torso piece is the star of the show. And I mean, it really is. However, I have to make the case that this tiara piece looks absolutely stunning as well. It looks very nice indeed. And hopefully will bring the whole outfit together. Let's bring them closer in for some comparisons. Mine has less details, as was expected, but I dare say that my red pops out way more, and I think that is because of the white layer underneath. Also, I have arm printing, Lego has not. They look different, but similar enough that I do think that these two are representing the same character. Okay. Legs. I have 1 silver arrow more than the minifigure. That's purely because, well, the mini dolls are taller. So, that's that. Otherwise, I think they're fairly similar. And now the heads. Well, what can I say that you don't already see? The minifigure's tiara just looks boring in relation to this one. Now, seeing it with the torso, I'm kind of thinking maybe I went a tiny bit overboard. Maybe I didn't need that level of details. I still love it. And of course, the mini doll's facial expression is way more serious, which I think is more fitting for her using her powers. So, yeah. I mean, let's face it. These both ladies look amazing. Do I think mine looks more like the original? Of course I do. It's a mini doll. Mini dolls look more like real people than minifigures do. It's a fact. But yes, I also absolutely love how I painted her. I love that I gave her these tiny black lines in the end. I think they make all the difference. The one thing I haven't done yet is try on the other head, the one that was originally from Cinderella. Oh yes. This one looks great too. And looking at it like this, I kind of feel like I love this face even more than the previous one. Until the next time you click on one of our videos, bye-bye. Maybe you noticed, maybe you didn't, but I completely forgot to think of a background for this video. So when it came time to filming, I just took Andrea's house and put it in there. Because WandaVision is set in the suburbs, full of these types of houses, so it made sense.